It's a great pleasure to welcome Martha Lamola, the Operations Director for Vodacom Ventures and Partnership. Martha, welcome to you. It's lovely to have you with us on the show. Tell us a little bit about your role. What does your role involve as Operations Director for Vodacom Ventures and Partnership?
Thank you, Aki, for having me. My role as Operations Director for Ventures and Partnerships involves leading different subsidiaries of Vodacom, who are the enablers for our technology beyond mobile. I lead the strategy. I make sure that we can integrate, we can co-create together with the Vodacom teams to be able to deliver on our ambition as Vodacom Group.
Okay, that's amazing. So you've got a very interesting job because you've got to put your future thinking hat on, and it involves quite a bit of innovation, I imagine. How do you ensure that your team, ensures operational excellence while you're driving innovation at the same time across Vodacom's different enterprise ventures?
I think as Vodacom, we don't see operational excellence and innovation as two separate ambitions. In fact, we see them as interconnected because for us, we have to actually first make sure that we are good at basics, and we call that basic brilliance. And then we also then make sure as we are good at our basics we then also can innovate. Because for us, it is one thing to be good at what you're doing, but if you're going to be good at what you're doing and you are not evolving yourself, your clients will not be able to see any differentiation, and eventually you will become irrelevant. So we combine operational excellence that we drive through the infrastructure, the systems that we have, but also as well as the innovation that comes through our ecosystem of subsidiaries, where we develop new technologies, new capabilities that we then infuse into the core of our infrastructure that we have as Vodacom to then be able to deliver.
Okay, that's fantastic. You know, the word trust comes up over and over in the world that we're living in today. If it's AI, there's a trust factor. If it's me trusting as a business, your organization, there needs to be trust. And I think that really goes a long way into building those relationships. So when you look at trust, what role does trust play in building those long-term partnerships with enterprise clients that you have? And how do operations support that?
For me, I think trust, it's about our clients, our customers, and our partners and our suppliers knowing that we got them. Knowing that Vodacom has got this thing, and they can rely on us to deliver, to run their systems, which are so mission critical for them, and they can know that in Vodacom's hands, they will be able to be up, and if they do go down, we'll be able to be fast in bringing them back, but also infusing the latest technologies to make sure that they're always at the forefront of new technologies. So for me, trust is not something that you just earn. You have to show, you have to deliver, and you have to also make sure that you can deliver a service that a client or a customer can rely on. It's not about how big you are. It's about your processes, your technology, but after all, it's about our weight. When we say to customers, you only ask us once, that is what we mean by trust. They ask us once, we can solve their issues, and we can make sure that they are seamlessly running.
Fantastic. Are you able to share with us an example of a venture or initiative that really truly embodies the spirit of what you talk about? Together, let's build the extraordinary.
I think I've got a couple. Our subsidiary companies, particularly in the IoT space, are developing cutting-edge technologies in the energy space, in agriculture. For example, we have an energy solution that we have deployed for a retailer that is helping them manage their energy consumption across multiple stores across the whole of South Africa. And that solution is helping them to understand where their energy consumption is, what's their impact on the environment, and how are they able to then manage that. And on another hand, we actually have deployed an agriculture solution that is currently running effectively in Kenya, where the local agriculture farmers are able to, one, upload their farming harvest onto the app so that they can sell it to the market. But secondly, it's enabling the Kenyan government to actually load funds. And we have done the same in South Africa, by the way, where we enable the government to support small farmers with funding through our app, our platform, where the farmers come in and they register, the government disperses the funds, the farmer then, we connect the farmer with the next person who can then give them what they need, whether it's equipment or it's seeds, etc. So we really developing solutions that are revolutionizing the country, but also doing the extraordinary in South Africa and on the continent as well.
Wow, that's brilliant. Look, the speed at which things are moving and the new technology, the way it's coming at us, it brings its own, I guess, if you can call it a challenge, but it's almost like you've got to balance the agility and you've got to balance the scale when you launch these new enterprise solutions. So how do you do that? How do you balance agility and scale?
I think balancing agility with scale starts with the right foundations. If you don't have the right foundations, you could be trying to be agile and very fast, but then your base is not solid, and therefore whatever you're doing will eventually not yield positive results. So what we have as our digital core that gives us really the foundation, it's our operational muscle that we have, but we also have this technology stack as Vodacom, together with the subsidiaries, that enable us to put the foundation that we need, so that on top of that, we can then start experimenting, we can start actually working with chunks of ideas or creation that we can then deploy. So we start with a pilot. With us, it's always about first we immerse the customer. We don't want to be known to be solving for customers' problems, but we known to be understanding what their pain points are. After understanding them, we then say, well, we understand what the market is looking for. Then we run a pilot with a few clients. We run a pilot with a few clients, and then we then test that, and using our agile methodologies to run through a few spots, and then we will have then a prototype. Then we then understand that can then take us to market. And then from there, we then use what we have already as our customer base and also our geographic spread to then scale.
Very interesting. So you obviously, you clearly have your finger on your pulse and you really understand where the business is going and where the opportunities lie. And certainly as technology evolves and what you've been talking about, I'm already seeing many opportunities. I'm sure you see those opportunities coming up all the time. So what would you say are the biggest opportunities for strategic growth in the enterprise space?
I think for me, the biggest opportunities in this space really is about enabling digital transformation for enterprises at every step of their journey. It's about unlocking the value rather than just providing technology that is not relevant for their environments. So we are seeing a strong demand in areas like cloud migration, AI-driven analytics, connected infrastructure powered by IoT, and those technologies. As organizations, we are embracing those to really support, one, the future of hybrid working, and also making sure that we are moving with technology that is also secure. So in so doing, we are also seeing a lot of demand for security. Cybersecurity is the next topic. Once you start saying digital transformation, if you can't secure it, then there's a challenge. So there lies also the opportunity for businesses and for us as organizations to then say, how do we take the existing platforms that we have? How do we augment? How do we embed AI into these platforms and then evolve them into platforms that could then scale and also support the future of where we're going? So for us, it's all about data. We have a lot of data as Vodacom, and we believe we are positioned to really support organizations as these opportunities surfaces, to help them take the opportunity to market. So data is going to be big, and therefore AI-driven analytics insights become a key thing. And for us, it's not AI for the sake of AI. It's also about AI and the ethical considerations that comes with it.
Fantastic. Now, you know, when you look at the future of enterprise telecommunications, it's very exciting what's out there and what the possibilities are. So Martha, when you look at the future, how do you see the future of these enterprise telecommunications evolving? And more so, how is Vodacom preparing for that?
I mean, for as I said, cloud evolution, cloud migration, AI, ubiquitous high-speed connectivity, not just connectivity by high-speed connectivity, are the things of the future, where organizations will be seamlessly be able to connect things, will be seamlessly be able to connect people, and be able to deliver services through whether it's Gen AI or it's through customer operations that are much improved. And as Vodacom, we are investing in various technologies. We are investing heavily in 5G. We are investing in fiber. And I think you have seen our efforts around fiber, where we have now partnered with Maziv in terms of growing the fiber landscape in South Africa and beyond. But we also are expanding our cloud and managed services capabilities. And we are also embedding AI into everything we do, rather than seeing AI as a standalone a concept or a standalone opportunity. We're taking the AI and we are embedding it into what we already have, whether it's in our customer journeys or whether it's in our own network platforms. We are embedding AI in those platforms to, one, simplify, but also, number two, to then deliver more efficiencies and effectiveness for our clients. But we also tailoring our technologies to make sure that they don't just talk to generic issues, but we are very much talking to African problems as well. As Vodacom Group, we are positioning ourselves as one of the leading telcos on this continent, and we want to make sure that our solutions and our technologies are talking to business realities on this continent. And also, we believe that the key for us to manage this evolution into the future is not about us doing everything. It's about us partnering with the right partners. So therefore, as much as we build, we invest in 5G, we have invested in an IoT platform. It's a global IoT platform that will enable us to revolutionize what IoT is about, and including narrowband IoT networks. We are investing there. We also want to make sure that if somebody else has come up with ideas or technologies that are advanced, we are able to partner with them rather than say we're going to be best in everything. So we will partner with those partners, and then we will then together combine our capabilities and then take them to market. But the biggest thing that we really believe is going to be changing this industry is really AI-led automation. And with AI-led automation, it's going to be about how do you balance the empathy and balance the autonomy that comes with you changing the environments where people live. And as a responsible citizen, as Vodacom, we believe we will find a balance between AI-driven automation and how you infuse the empathy of human beings into what AI can do. So we believe the market is really ripe for us to seize the opportunities that are there around technologies and we can then support the growth of the country, but also of the continent. And we also doing data center. With cloud migration, we've also realized not everybody wants to be in the cloud. It's always about data sovereignty and all the other challenges. So we are very much participating in the world of hybrid cloud, where we will grow with the hyperscalers and migrate clients to the cloud, but we'll also provide them with a secure environment where they could store their data in their traditional data centers. So that's where we are evolving ourselves to make sure that we can support our clients, current ones and the future clients in the space.
Fantastic. Very, very exciting place to be. Martha Lamola, thank you very much for sharing this with us. Operations Director for Vodacom Ventures and Partnership. Martha, I thank you for your time and joining us on What's Next.
Thank you for having me, Aki.